Good afternoon. How's it going, John?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on, Lola.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's kind of a earlier Lola show here going on today because we're talking to John from Beyond Time
Woo!
Comics about his project Black Tiger Hidden Dragon, which I have absolutely loved seeing, like the art that's coming from this. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. This has definitely been a good journey. From the production and just getting the word out. I'm just really excited about how people have received, this volume.
Now, this isn't your first campaign, though, right?
No, ma'am. This is my third comic campaign. So the first one was the first Black Tiger volume, which was Black Tiger Legacy of Fury.
Hold on.
And this is actually a volume that you can get in the Catch Me Up. So it is 172 pages of Black Tiger goodness. And this is actually the first story arc. And you get to see Black Tiger, the new Black Tiger, as she kind of takes her place amongst the different wielders of the Black Tiger power. And it takes you right up to where we are now in Hidden Dragon. So it's written so that like it's a complete story arc. So if you want to pick up Hidden Dragon just by itself, you can. But if you pick up this story arc too, you'll have a lot more background, and you'll see where a lot more stuff is coming from.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm excited. Like I put back the tier where I could get both the 1 and 2.
Nice.
So excited to read it. So excited.
It'll keep you busy. That's 260 pages between the two. So you will have a lot of material to read.
Okay. I was making sure we were getting back to the Indiegogo. So you can have big screen. I'm sure you don't want to like be on screen while we talk.
I know. It's like I'm like, man, I got big pores.
Maybelline didn't fix that, huh?
I need my makeup artist needs to step it up.
Have Rod do it. Have Rod start doing your makeup.
There you go. Say, hey Rod, you got to paint my face, dude. I need help.
Tell me you want to look like a geisha.
Would that be a Blacia? Black geisha? I don't know.
I'm not even touching that one.
I know. Come on now. You know it's funny.
So I think the last time I talked to you, or the first time I talked to you about this, you had just gotten this piece right here.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right. So I don't even know, because remember, so it started off, it was just pencils. And I think you're right. I think we just gotten this piece, and it was the front page, this one. And at the time, we hadn't reached 5K. So the 5K stretch goal was the full wraparound. So we've achieved the full 5K. So of course, because I'm so masterful at how I set these pages up, you got to go all the way to the darn bottom to see the wraparound image. And my skills still need honing.
It's all good, man.
So yep, I mean it's like all the way down there. Yeah, and not well planned.
John didn't give me a warning.
There we go. Boom. So this is the wraparound cover. So if you get the Looper cover, you're going to get the image on the left. It's going to be the front image. And the image on the right will be the back. And if you see, it's actually the very same moment. So
right.
From the front, you see her. She's looking forward, and she's pretty fierce as she's looking forward as this drag is manifesting behind her. And then if you look at the back, you see why she's looking forward, because the 5 fingers of death are dropping in front of her.
So it's like from the dragon's point of view.
Exactly. So it's like
think of it. Lower,
a little bit lower. So it's one of those things where I was trying to get the effect of, almost equidistant from her, forward and back. So it's like, from the front and then from the back. So it's those things like you try to do something artistic. You try to kind of try to play around with it and do something, that's a little bit different than what you usually see.
Like, I was trying to get it bigger so I could see more of it. My bad.
No, you're good.
I thought maybe I could zoom in or something, but I don't know. I'm still learning all this.
That is way beyond my capability.
Yeah, my technical capabilities are very limited, so.
But you know what? It's still, I think everybody is learning on the fly, which is kind of,
you know what?
Cool.
I understand that I have to push the button for it to come on, so.
So there you go, growth.
I'm doing better than some people.
Hey, you're doing better than me.
But no, this is awesome. Like, I'm so happy that you hit that 5K. And like, I was looking at where you're at right now, and you only have like, what is it, 1127, I think, that you need to hit that 10K stretch goal.
Yeah.
Which I just saw that the 10K stretch goal is this print in a metal. Does it say metal?
Let's see if I have it. Oh, where's my book? So basically, it is one of the by Phoenix. He makes the metal bookmarks. So let me pull this bad boy out. I love this bookmark. I'm actually using it right now. So you get.
Oh, sweet, it's shining. It
is shining. So you get the metal bookmark. So like you can also have one as an add-on because you can't have too many bookmarks. But if we hit 10, everybody's gonna get a free one that has a physical any of the physical rewards. So
you all heard that right here. Like go push this so that we can get it to 10K because I want this bookmark.
That's right. That's right. This bookmark, I love this thing. He mocked this up and he sent it to me, and I was just like, dude, this is amazing. And I love the fact that it's a metal bookmark. So I mean, it's like it doesn't bend, unless you like do something. You got to really do something like drop the book from a height on the end of the bookmark, to mess it up. Unlike other bookmarks where it's just like, I just closed the book and I folded the bookmark. What happened?
I'm just looking at it. I'm like, it's so shiny.
It makes me happy. It makes me happy. And then just kind of like play with the reflection. So yeah, this is a free one for everybody that gets a physical. 10K. Yeah, that gets a physical tier. So just like you said, a little over $1,100 away.
Yeah, come on, people, come on, go out there, bag it.
Let's go.
Get people to back it. Tell your mama and your grandmama to back it.
Come on, your grandma needs this bookmark. Grandma needs this.
Right.
She just doesn't know she needs it.
Exactly.
She'll be like, this is just what I needed in my life.
Well, it would go really well with Grandma's fan that she got from Japan when she was like, in her 20s.
Grandma, exactly. She may have like a flashback.
Right.
Which I hope is a good thing. So it's almost like metallic LSD. She can think back on her days,
her hippie days.
Back
when they first erected the Chinese theater.
I know. She'll be like, oh, I was there back when. Start telling you all kinds of history.
You'd be like, damn, Grandma, I didn't know you were that wild.
I know. So it's like sometimes it's like, Grandma, I didn't want to know that. Grandma wasn't playing around.
No, Grandma didn't play back then, man.
But I'm happy about that wraparound cover. The T-shirts are awesome. Those are all add-ons as well. So if you get a book, you can either get the T-shirts just flat out, or you can add them to your order. So I've been seeing a lot of folks kind of doing a la carte stuff. So a number of folks have been picking up the shirts kind of a la carte. They'll get a book or get the Catch Me Up and get a shirt or get a bookmark also. So that's one of the things I'm kind of learning. I think it's good to have kind of the package deals, but I feel like this campaign, fewer people have gone for the package deals and people have done like their own a la carte stuff.
Right. Well, it's easier when you can just pick and choose what you want.
Yeah.
Instead of having to get like a big, massive tier that like comes with a bunch of stuff that you may not use or really want. So
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you can get a big tier and you're like, okay, I wanted 80% of that.
right.
Right. So, and I don't have as much in terms of some of the tchotchke stuff. I got to get better at that. I mean, I always hear about the patches. Shay's always, telling me you gotta do the patches. I didn't do any patches. I think just this go around, we have the T-shirts and the bookmarks, and then we have art. So there's a few commissions left that you can pick up, or you can pick up one of the original art pages.
Don, just you jumping ahead of me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. And the worst thing is everything I said is like all over the page. So it's just like, okay, I'll go up to this. What's he talking? Oh, go down here. Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just trying to catch up with where you're at.
So
you want to talk about these original art pages?
Yeah. So we added some original art pages because there were some folks. There had been some auctions that Rod had done, and he sold a number of pages, but there was a number of really cool pages that he didn't have a chance to put up in the auctions. So we took some of those, I think, really kind of special pages, wanted to make them available to folks. And probably, I probably need to, somebody's telling me I need to do like probably just an update with all the images in it. Because I was just like, darn it. Because I was gonna put them on the campaign page, and they're like, dude, you have enough images as it is. Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll put them in an update. But these pages are beautiful. I mean, it's like that one, the Royal Rumble page. That's where this one group who's the Organizatia, which are basically ex-KGB bionic Russians. They're fighting against the Five Fingers of Death. So it's like we have a lot of cool little groups, and you see a lot of interplay. So it's like, of course, you want to see Black Tiger fighting these guys, but you also want to see some infighting in between them as they try to take territory in the city. So we have some of that good stuff going on. So that's a really cool fight.
Do you happen to have any of these that you can pull up to show us so that we can?
Yeah, let me do that.
And while you're looking for that, I'm gonna address our chat over here because we have a few people popped up. What's up, Johnny Cage? I appreciate you dropping those links for me, man. Like,
Johnny Cage,
you, man. Huge supporter.
That's awesome.
Clown World Review. What's up, Tony?
Let's see where I got these images.
Oh, Gargoyle. What's up? Yes, I am your favorite catfish. You let me know that every time. What's up, Jason?
Okay.
Johnny Cage says you can't trust those makeup artists, man.
I'm telling you, man. It's not right, Johnny. It's not right.
And then there's Tokume, I believe is how you say that.
Let's see.
I'm the worst with names.
Looks like Tokumai, maybe. Tokumai LLC.
See,
yeah,
I butcher words.
That's a good question, Tokumai. I think, it's a niche within a niche, but there are folks. I mean, I've had more folks than you would think, make a comment about patches. I mean, my guy Eric McIntyre is the dude that says like he hates patches, but like everybody, there's a lot of folks out there that are like, hey, you got to make a patch. You got to make a patch.
You can't listen to Eric. Come on.
Oh man.
Don't tell him I said that.
I won't.
I expect Johnny Cage to go tell him.
Yeah, because he's gonna hop on and he's gonna give you the business. he'll be in your stream and he'll give you the business. Okay, let me see.
I say bring it, Eric. Come on.
Let me see what I can do here. My sharing skills are so subpar. It's sad. Let me see what I got here.
There you go. I won't add it to the stream until you tell me to, though.
Can you see it?
I can.
Okay, see, I have all kinds of madness behind it, but still. Woo, what did I do?
No, you're fine.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so this
See if we
is
can-
the
There you go.
original. This is the Royal Rumble page, and this is an awesome page. Yeah, I mean, you see the members of the Five Fingers of Death. Here you see the Shinobi. You see Agbu who's the African wrestler, and then you see the British pugilist, and you know they're having a knockdown, drag out brawl with the Russians. This is Svetlana. She's probably the toughest of all of the organization because they're bionic, but they all have they have different specialties, so to speak. Okay, because they were all operatives, and you know she is by far the muscle. But then you'll see further later on in the story. Like I don't give away. This guy's FC Timofey, and he's the leader, but he has a very specialized skill set that makes him particularly dangerous. But he's not able to put it on display here. He doesn't want to. And this is touch of death. So touch of death gives her, gives her a touch. So he's basically like, look, you need to surrender here, or she's going to die. So we have a lot of good action, in the book. I think for people to enjoy.
I like the way that like you don't have a set of boundaries within your panels. Like you go outside the boundary of the panel.
Yeah. So so there's the bleed, but he's really good about, especially like this. I mean, this is totally in the bleed. But so when it's printed, it'll be like here,
But like I enjoy comics like that. Like I enjoy where it's not just a traditional panel after panel after panel.
That's one thing that Rod is really a master at. I mean, sequential art it is that an art of itself. Just how do you set up the panels? How do you cause the eyes, to kind of flow from image to image? And he's always been amazing at it, but it's just like he's made that his mission now to make that just a distinctive part of his artistic style. So many times on so many pages, like he's guiding your eye with the art.
Right.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. And,
the panel that's underneath the guy where he's standing, like his foot's in that panel, so it's like it's still part of that panel, but it's like I don't know, just something about it just really it catches my attention more.
Yeah, and he does this where the characters are larger than life. Kind of beyond, like you said, beyond the confines of the panel. The panel can't hold the action.
Right.
And I love that.
So this is the one that we were just looking at, right? The Royal Rumble, or
yeah. Let me stop sharing really quickly and see what the other one is.
Yeah, I'll put this back up.
Okay.
Oops. There we go.
So there's Royal Rumble. Okay, and I will grab. I'll grab the one below it, which is an awesome scene where.
The takeover, the hostile takeover.
Yeah. It's it is a corporate takeover, but it is an extremely aggressive and corporate takeover where you start to see a little bit more of who's pulling the strings behind the Five Fingers of Death.
Right.
And you get to see because the story is really, really unfolding, and you're getting an idea of, okay, who is it that's going after the Black Tiger?
Okay.
So I'll show you. I will share this image.
What's up, Amanda B? Beautiful. What's going on?
Okay, share. And so this is another one of those images where you get to see, and this is a full page spread that he made for this image, and you get to see the Five Fingers of Death are infiltrating the boardroom. The one woman who's got her hand on that one gentleman, Atomi. Her name is Atomi, and she is a big player. And you find out more about her. I don't want to give up too much because you actually see her first in Legacy of Fury. So I tried with Legacy of Fury. We had the main red thread, which was really about changing of the guard with the Black Tiger. But then, like you do with comics, we laid a couple of other layers of things that we needed to pay off later, and this was one of them. Kind of pointing us towards this whole faction, and then seeing that kind of what's happening on the corporate side and what's happening kind of on the streets. There's a very, very big parallel. But I love this page.
I like all the action that's happening. Like I'm really quiet right now because I'm looking through it and I'm like trying to see all the details.
Well, this is what Rod does. I mean, even if you look at all the pictures, like it's so kinetic because you've got the glass that's flying all over the place. You've got papers that are flying all over the place, and it just looks like absolute chaos.
Well, like they're not just coming in from the windows; they're coming in from the ceiling. I mean, they're coming in from every angle here. It's like holy.
That's right.
Nikes, Batman.
Yeah, they're dropping in from the vents. They're coming in through the window, and you kind of see over on the left side,
I'm ready to go watch like an action movie now. So.
Well, ultimately, then we're doing it right. It's like. If your takeaway, and this is what I always loved about comics, is just, you get to see that image, you get to see the stills, and then sometimes you're kind of filling in the action in between the stills yourself. And, there's no constraint. It's like, we don't need to have a whole bunch of takes. This isn't, we don't have all these, this is just our imagination and Rod's page rate. So it's like, why would you ever go small?
Right.
Why would you ever go small? You should always go big, on your art. And I think Rod is awesome like that. Like I'll tell a story and then he's like, how do we make this as fantastic as possible? How do we make this just as in your face and awesome as possible?
Well, everybody knows that, like, I'm a detail junkie. Like, the more detail a piece has, the better it is for me. It's not because I don't have the imagination to be able to fill it in. It's because I like to actually visually see what's going on there,
Yeah.
And, like, if I can see just, like, the tiniest of details and that, like, it helps my own imagination with the story.
Oh, totally.
When I read a comic, I read it like a movie, kind of.
Yeah.
And so, like, I play it out in my head as I'm reading it. And so, like, the more detail it has, the easier it is to do that, right?
I agree. And to me, that's what makes it fun as well. I mean, it's like, this was a double page spread, of the fight. And basically, these are kind of the corporate mercs. So the corporate mercs have come in to try and defend the board members. So these guys are pros, but, they've got nothing. They've got nothing on the Five Fingers of Death. So, this kind of stuff is just, to me, is so fun. But like you said, it's the detail. I mean, I can hang out and look at this page for so long.
Well, there's that too, right? Like, I can come back to this and I can reread it and I can find something new in it that I probably missed the first time I read it. You know what I mean? Like, I like to be able to do that too. Like, I like to be able to see different angles, different, like, parts of the story that I might have missed the first or second time I read through it. So,
I agree with that.
With that.
One of the things that was fun, so one of my buddies who I had reading Hidden Dragon, so he read Legacy of Fury, then he read Hidden Dragon, and then he went back to Legacy of Fury because he's like, oh, I didn't, he's like, oh, this character first showed up here. You were planting the seeds for this over here. And to me, that's fun. I think it's fun when you see like, okay, they're actually, things don't have to have, you don't have to have like a 5-year plan, but seeing like, okay, these guys, the seeds were planted for these characters before.
Right.
You know, the seeds were planted for this story arc before. Because you read it the first time, you're just getting into the world the first time. You know,
Well, you're just being introduced, like
you're just dropped in, and you're just like, okay, well, let's start swimming. Let's start seeing what's going on here. But then once you know what's going on, he was like, oh, then I went back, and he's like, and I had more context, you know, for the world you kind of dropped me in. He's like, oh, holy smokes. So to me, that's fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I'm really bad about like listening to music when I read comics too. So like I'm just like trying to figure out what music I'm gonna be like listening to while I read this.
Yes.
Like I probably some like K-pop or something. Thanks to Carla.
I know. Carla's been doing it big.
Yeah, the girl's kicking butt, man.
I know. I'm proud of her. You know, that's the whole thing. You got to go get it.
But no, like I mean, I'm really enjoying these pages that you're showing us because I'm like, yeah, this is like badass, you know, detail wise, just like the violence. There's violence to it. I'm like, yes, we didn't skimp on that.
And you didn't really couldn't skimp on that. And just so that you know, I'm showing pages, you know, that I haven't shown because you're my people. So, you know, gotta show people stuff that they haven't seen before.
Now, are these the ones that are for sale on the campaign?
I need to see which other ones are for sale on the campaign. I was just showing you. So the last one.
Don't get me wrong, John. I love seeing new pages, but I want to make sure that people know what they can buy. Because we gotta hit that 10K. We gotta get you to that 10K. We got 3 days to do it.
You're right. Let me pull up at least another couple of images that I know are on the campaign for sale.
Okay.
Because I know that there's the one where the cop is kicking in the Metahuman Activities Division guy. He's kicking in the door. So that's one. Let's see.
Hey, Kashi Queen, what's up? BM. I don't know who BM is, but hi.
But hey, hi. Okay. There we go.
Ooh.
So this is one of them. I think this is like, it's what's it called? Kicking it.
Or kick it in or something.
Kick it in. So this is you have the Metahuman Activities Division, and they are basically the mayor has put into place a curfew for metas as a result of some things that had happened. So the Metahuman Activities Division literally kicks in the door, and you know they're going to shut this establishment down. But then things start to get a little bit raucous. You can kind of see at the bottom that the police captain gets hit in the back of the head with a bottle.
Oh.
So it goes, you know that's no good. So it goes all downhill from there. It goes all downhill from there. So this is a page, I just love the dynamics of the page. I mean, it's like, you know, you've got. I mean, I love how the pieces of the wood are just flying at you. You know, the door is kicked in, and it's just flying at you as the reader. Am I still good? Am I still good? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Lola? All right, let me see what's going on. You got me, Lola? Let me check and see if people can still hear me. Uh-oh. I bounced out. Am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Oh, you guys can hear me. Okay, so Lola's the one that's out. All right. Come back, Lola. But in the meantime, I'll see if I can share some other things. Look, it's all me now. You get to look at my pores, my big pores. Let me see what else I can show you guys. I may need Lola back in. Yeah, I need her back in because I'm trying to share the screen. I think I need her to concur with that. But hey, I'm gonna try when she comes back. I'm gonna pull up some
Can you hear me now?
other images from the campaign.
Can you hear me?
Let me see which one I'm gonna pull up next. So at least, so I know she'll come back. So when she comes back, I'll be ready for the next ones that I'll be pulling up. Yeah, we can see you, Lola, but we
But can
can't
you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yay!
Okay.
Now we can hear you.
How embarrassing.
You know what? Don't be embarrassed. I mean, I think all of us that get on YouTube are now past embarrassment because we've all done everything. I was doing the comic ship and I didn't realize because I have like my talking points for Booty from Beyond and I had them on the screen. So people could basically read what I was saying. I was like, I'm awesome.
I think it's my internet today. Like we've had some storms roll through.
Yeah, we've had a lot of like big rain, like thunder and rain out here. So yeah, I hear you on that.
I mean, I shouldn't be embarrassed, right? Like I do an after midnight show, so there's no telling what I talk about on there, right?
Right? So it's all good. You know, we're all family here.
Right?
You know? So there's no shame in any of our game. Let me see. I'm going to pull up some other images though. See what other, so I showed you that one. Okay, here's a good one that I can pull up that's on the campaign. So we talked about, let me see. See, me and multitasking is not my friend.
It's not really my friend, but I have to do it, so.
Yeah, that's why on the ship, Ryan does all the heavy lifting. Because if I tried to do anything other than just like talk, it's all falling apart. Okay, here we go.
Ryan was in the chat. I don't know if he's still here, but if you're still here, Ryan, what's up?
He's probably just shaking his head, saying that, John.
Oh, he's probably shaking his head at me, saying, "Damn it, Lola."
Okay, I think this is, oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to ask for sharing because sharing is caring.
In some cases.
Okay, that's true. Like if you're sharing like VD, that's not caring. But but this sharing is caring because this is awesome artwork.
Oh, sweet.
So this is one of the pages that's available. This is the MAD versus Dragon. So MAD stands for Metahuman Activities Division. So basically the cops, you know, they had to get privatized funding so they could deal with all the metahuman and, you know, mutant madness that was happening in the city. So here you see the Metahuman Activity Division unloading on the Dragon that is making short work of the mall, and Black Tiger, she's smart, so she's figuring stuff out. You know, while these guys are just over here shooting, she's figuring stuff out. So, you know, trying to give you some goods without giving you too much. But yeah, that is I think a beautiful, and I really love what's going on in the picture. And like you said, Rod is a master. Like here, he does it again with the bleed. You know, just kind of how he sets things up. You know.
Right.
And let's see the other page that I wanted to show. There's one more. and it's from this same sequence, but a little bit earlier. Let me see.
Oh, sweet.
I'll go back. You know what? Let's look at that one. Just because it's freaking awesome. So this is one where she's first encountering the dragon and having a rough go of it. You know, you see, she's tough as nails. So I mean, it's not like just a regular person being knocked through all this stuff. You know, but she's getting knocked through the kiosk, and you know, the dragon is coming after her, and she's evading, but still getting beat up a little bit there. So yeah, and then you still got. I love this stuff. Like you see, Rod, he never spares on the details. You still have people here in the background. You know, kind of the collateral damage as the dragon is making his way through the mall and going after Black Tiger. One of the things that I enjoy about Black Tiger, and it was one of the things that actually my wife insisted on. Every now and again, she may wear. She usually shows up in different costumes, because my wife's like, she's like, if I were a superhero, why would I roll in the same thing all the time?
Especially if you were a female, right?
That's what she said. She said I would not show up. She's like, give me something cool. She's like, but I'm not going to show up in the same suit every time. You know, so she has different variations. She's got cats. She's got a few different cat suits you'll see her in. She's got a pretty cool dress with it's like a kind of Chinese cheongsam, but instead of just having the slits on the side, it has multiple slits so she can kick her legs out of it. She's got kind of her skirt, kind of crop top type combination. So she's doing her thing. You know, she's trying to make she's trying to make fighting for justice, look good.
Wait, she gets to be a badass and a female? Dawn.
I know. Don't rat me out. I may get canceled.
That sounds like some diversity there going on.
Hey, you know what though? I mean, this is totally unrelated, but I'm really. I shouldn't even go here. I'm not going to do that to you.
No,
I'm not going to say that on your stream.
They say that Comicsgate books, they don't have anything like that in it, right? Like no women can be in these books because of pick whatever word you want, right? But you just proved that we can, and we do.
Exactly. And my whole thing is when it comes to writing, people can write, they make it sound like somebody was telling me hey, your character, this is another brother telling me hey, you should be writing characters that are Black. I'm like, look, if I can only write characters, that are just me, I'm going to have a book of nothing but middle-aged Black dudes and nobody else in the book. The whole point is that we all have the capacity to write, and we all have the capacity to write, across, genres, genders, you name it, because we have experiences. We have relationships with people. I don't have to. I mean, this character is Asian. She's an Asian female character. I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job in honoring the character. Right. But it doesn't preclude me from being able to write this piece. Well, and that's true for everybody as writers.
One of the things I always say, especially when it comes to writing or drawing females, I honestly believe that men do it better when it comes to female characters, just because they don't see the flaws like women do. So most of the time I find that men just have a better way of describing or drawing female features that women just can't quite grasp. That's why we see a lot of females in mainstream comics that look like men, because they only see the flaws, they don't see the beauty.
Right. And that's a pretty poignant thing you're saying. I mean, I think at the end of the day, especially when we're making these characters, and we want to be entertained and we want to have fun, and it's it's not an exercise in self-loathing. It's not an exercise in shaming anybody.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you can look at the characters. You can look at you know, the dudes in the books, and they're buffed up and they're yoked up. I mean, I'm not going to draw somebody as skinny as me because I don't want to see somebody as skinny as me in this book. I want you know, I want to see these dudes that are yoked up. I want to see, you know, I want to see these ladies who are, you know, going after it. You know, she's like, I'm a superhero. So she takes that seriously. You know, she's, you know, her fitness and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, and it's not shaming anybody else. It's like, I don't feel shamed when I look at how buff the dudes are in the book. I don't feel shamed. Why should I?
I don't feel that either. Like, I think that women should be made to be beautiful, you know? Like, we should be our best. We should see our best in what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I think everybody should just enjoy it. You know, just enjoy the books.
Real quick, I've got to point out to BM here, like,
Yeah.
I didn't say all women can't draw them. I said most women. There's a lot of women out there who can draw very pretty women, but most of the ones that I've seen, especially in mainstream comics, can't do it.
Or maybe the fact is the ones that are being hired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. Because I mean, they're trying to fill a narrative.
Right.
Right now. Because I know at least in CG there are women that can draw women very well. I mean, you look at Bonds. You know, you look at what Rainey's doing. I mean, it's like, you know, they draw male and female characters well. So maybe it's a matter of maybe women that draw comics well, maybe they don't get gigs. You know, maybe they don't get gigs. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. You know, you may be
I'm
right.
just saying the ones that I've seen in the mainstream, like, I've not been impressed by their
I
female
agree, but I'm
characters.
not impressed by a number of these dudes that are drawing in the mainstream right now either.
No, but I don't know if I would consider them dudes. So
Okay, fair enough.
We probably should move to the next one.
Yes. Because we're not
We get ourselves in trouble.
I was about to say, my one of my goals was to come here and to not put my foot in my mouth. It's not easy.
Well, you didn't put your foot in your mouth. You're good.
Okay.
I'll take the blame. Just blame Lola.
No, I can't blame Lola.
Just say Lola made me say it.
I can't blame Lola.
I see Fizzy. What's up, Fizzy? I don't know if Chuck Dixon had a black tiger, but you know who does? John Hervey.
Woo!
And everybody should go and back it.
There you go. I agree completely. So I think we've shown all the images that you can get in the campaign. So these pages are, I love these pages. You know, we wanted to pick out pages that had a lot of action, you know, that had, you know, here you get to really see Black Tiger at work. You know, she's saving these folks. And, you know, what's the reward that she gets for saving these folks? Get attacked by a giant dragon. So, you know, I think overall, just the process of making the comic, it's been amazing, you know, because for so long, I just didn't even know how we were going to get this content out.
Right.
You know, because there was no means of getting this out into people's hands. Because Diamond just wasn't a viable option for us. We tried Diamond before. And, you know, for a very small independent and kind of what you got to put in versus what you get out, there's no way to make a business model out of it. None. And I was just like, it's not that the book sucks. I'm like, but, you know, we just don't have, you know, we don't have the wherewithal or the means to make this thing really work with a Diamond.
Right.
But with crowdfunding, man, it opens up the world.
Right.
You know, and the beautiful thing is the gatekeepers are gone. I get to hop on your show and talk with you and have fun and hopefully not say something too stupid. And people get to see the book
right.
that otherwise wouldn't have seen the book. And so instead of having gatekeepers, you have a bunch of people like yourself that are opening gates. You know, this is opening it up so that people can see the book.
And
to me,
that's
I'm like,
that's what this community is about, is, you know, networking and helping one another, and also sharing like what you learn, like what works, what hasn't worked, like, because we all make mistakes, especially with that first one, right? Like there's so many mistakes happen with the first one, and like you can teach other people, hey, you can come in and do this too.
Exactly. And these are things you can avoid. You don't have to do this, make these same mistakes that we made.
Right. That's exactly what it is, and that's what we're here for. Amanda B wants to know if you have any closeout plans.
I don't. I may be on Red Valkyrie on Saturday, but I'm not too sure because there may be a schedule conflict. So I actually don't have any Saturday plans laid out yet. I probably should work on that.
I'll tell you what his plan is, Amanda B. His plan is to get to 10K so we can get that metal bookmark.
Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
We're going to share this out and get everybody talking about it so we can get that metal bookmark.
I'm telling you guys.
I get like 2 more times.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. You know, don't miss out. Get the metal bookmark, y'all.
So what would you say like would be your favorite thing about crowdfunding with this project?
Actually, what surprises me, it's actually the community. I mean, this is fun. I get to, you know, I've gotten to meet you. I've gotten to meet so many cool people. And then it's like, whether I'm watching a stream or hopping onto somebody else's stream, more likely than not, I know people that are in the chat, you know, and you just realize that you're really part of a community. You know, to me, that was the unexpected fun part of this, is actually, man, you know, getting to know people, getting to, you know people that they have the same desire as me, which is to just get to buy and to make awesome comics, you know?
Yeah.
And I just got my page 1 package right there. So I just got my Dragon Rage.
Well, do you know what separates like the Comicsgate crowd from the mainstream crowd, or the indie crowd from the mainstream?
Tell me.
It's passion and imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all have passion for this medium, where the mainstream people, they don't have that. They don't have the imagination for it anymore. That's why they can't create good stories. And that's why they have to take like old characters and turn them into God knows what, and just completely obliterate what we know these characters to be, is because over here we're creating new stories like Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon, you know, new characters, new worlds, and we're able to do that because we have passion and imagination.
Yeah, and you really can't have fear. It's funny when way back in the day, just when the New Mutants originally came out, I remember going to the comic shop. Me and my buddy from school, we picked up the book. It was issue number 1, and we both looked at each other and said, we just got our generation's X-Men. The problem is you flash forward decades, and none of those characters, those kids are still kids. Somehow the X-Men and those kids and different versions of the X-Men from different decades are all still around. It's okay to let a story progress.
Right.
You know, it's okay to let a story progress. I mean, I understand, like when I look at mainstream comics, I really look and I say, well, you know what? My era of characters were kind of more like in the 80s and 90s, honestly. And those were the versions of the characters that I really love. You know, and you know, so when people say, hey, you know, can you believe what they're doing with the characters now? I just kind of divorce myself from all of that. I just say, like, you know what? You know, if you're not going to make anything new, then all you can do is continue to rehash and to rehash and to rehash. And I think that's going to be, I think, a fun challenge for some of us, even as we go forward. You know, we're kind of in the beginnings of all of this, and we're making these characters, but are we going to allow our characters to develop? And I'm not a big manga guy, but that's one thing that manga does.
Yeah.
Is manga keeps the stories moving forward. You know, and that if there's any lesson we need to learn from them, it's that. You know, keep your stories moving forward, and you know what? Stories have an end. You know, good stories have an end. You know, and it's okay. It's okay. You know, I think about one show that I really enjoyed, which was Vikings. And one of the things I loved about that TV show was like, by the time you got to the end of the show, there was basically nobody but maybe one character who was at the beginning of the show.
Right.
So to me, it's like, you've done a really good job of storytelling. If you're able to kill off my favorite characters, not just like you kill off the whole cast, but even the characters that I was really in it for. You know, I was a big fan of Ragnar. I was a big fan of Lagertha. I'm like, you kept me going after their deaths. You're doing a good job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, I'm not telling everybody to kill off your characters. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just have the confidence to let your story run its
really
due
progress.
course. Yeah.
Let it organically happen. Don't force it.
Exactly. And just tell a good story with it, and trust that as you're telling a good story, people will continue to kind of, you know, glom onto it and say like, okay, this thing has progressed. This thing has moved on. And to me, that just makes me cherish the older stuff even more.
Right.
You know? So that's my 2 cents on the question that nobody asked.
No, we were having the conversation. You're good. You're all good. Like, that's part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Takume?
Yeah.
Said we're not mindless clone sheep. And no, we're not. And that's why, like, I think a lot of us have turned away from, you know, the mainstream stories that are just keep rehashing and rehashing.
Yeah.
Because we're just, you know, we want something different. We want something new. And we're getting that. We're getting that with stuff like, you know, Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
There's so much good stuff out here. And it's funny because I'm kind of, I like all kinds of different stories, but a lot of my stories are kind of capes stories. What's amazing is like the majority of the stuff are not capes. You know, there's a whole bunch of horror coming out. There's a bunch of fantasy. I mean, and this is what I remember as a kid. I remember, yeah, there were capes, but there was everything. You know what I mean? I remember I used to pick up a book called All Out War. This is by DC. It's a war book. You know?
Right.
It was, you know, so they had, you know, war books. You know, they had horror books, fantasy books, and I feel like, you know, as Robert Geronimo so coined it with this renaissance, that we're kind of getting back to people just saying, okay, anything, you can make a cool story of any type in comics. I mean, look at the book on that's on Charlie Chaplin. You know, I'm picking that up. You know, I already backed that. You know, I mean, it's like you can tell a good story, and people will pick up the book.
Is there one particular one that you're looking forward to getting, or
one particular book?
Yeah.
Book. I haven't. Let me tell you, I probably have like 50 books that need to be coming towards me. So, you know, I don't want to disrespect anybody else's book, but what am I really waiting for? I'm glad I just got Dragon Rage. I'm really looking forward to getting a War Party. I'm not trying to put pressure on Ryan, but I do want Hammerella to, you know, so, you know, no pressure. Just put your foot on the pedal.
Just get it there.
just get her done. Just get her done. But there's a lot of good books, and there are new people that have come out the box. I mean, there's this one dude named Marcel Dupree who I'd never seen before, but then he's got all these different campaigns, and he's got this cool one called Black Bishop. And the crazy thing is that book didn't even fund, but I think that book is super hot. He's still gonna provide it. You know, he's still gonna deliver the book. There's a lot of just amazing folks that are putting out stuff right now, Lola.
There's a ton. Like right now, the indie scene is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like it's really kicking hard, and like I'm enjoying seeing everything that I'm seeing come out of like just Comicsgate and like the indie scene itself.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of beautiful art, a lot of great stories. Here's a good artist, Matt Barr. He's working on Rock and Roll Ninja right now.
Rock and Roll Ninja. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, so much good stuff. My wife is just like
Johnny Cage.
my wife is like, you are amazing. She's like, you go on shows and buy books. she's like, how do you do a show and end up buying a book? I'm like, that's my MO. That's what I do. Because there's so many good books out there.
Tell her it's because you're supporting the people who support you.
I am supporting the people that support me, and I genuinely, honestly want these books.
Right? Like,
you know what I mean? It's like this is how I get my books now.
I'm trying to think like the book that I'm looking the most forward to getting, maybe Cryptidonts by the 656, because I really like the horror stuff.
See, I've picked up, and this is how you know people are making good horror books. So I picked up Cryptidonals. I picked up Robert Geronimo's book. I picked up Adam Lawson's book, and I'm not like a horror guy. I'm not. Like I'm the guy.
You're like,
I'm the guy. Like if I have to go to a horror movie, I'm kind of the guy that's watching it. Like, is she dead?
Like, you're like, don't go in the basement. No.
Exactly. I'm that guy. They're like, will this guy stop talking? Will he stop talking?
Are you the guy in the theater that's like, why is she running in like a bra and pair of panties? Like,
I can be that guy. I can be that guy. My wife's just like, you need to stop. You're
like, what does this make any sense? She's in a t-shirt. It's wet. Why is she running?
Why are you running that way? Where are you going? I'm trying to help her out.
Like, you gotta have clothes to do this. What are you doing?
I'm just saying. All I'm trying to do is help out. I'm trying to do my civic duty.
I get what you're saying, John. I get it. I hear you.
But I'll tell you though.
So you picked up all these horror books, but you're not a horror guy. So are you like?
Well, I think that says something.
Yeah, it does.
Because I looked at these books and I was like, man, the art looks amazing. These stories look compelling. And that's what I want at the end of the day. I want somebody to provide me with a story, their story, that I say like, man, I want to dig into this. So I've been picking up, fantasy books, horror books. And like I said, usually I'm a capes guy, but there's so many other good books out there that I'm like, oh, heck yeah.
See, I've never really been into the cape comics. Like, I've never been for superheroes, really. Like, I like the other guys. I usually root for the bad guys. So, like, I like the horror, and I like the indie, weird fantasy, sci-fi stuff that I can find. That's always kind of been my jam. And nice. But I'm finding that, like, within the indie scene and in Comicsgate, we have superheroes, but they're not necessarily cape superheroes. Yeah. They all have their own battles or their own things they're going through that helps progress the character into where they're at. So
yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy those kind of stories.
Yeah. And I think like Black Tiger, I consider that kind of a cape, even though she has no cape. She's got an awesome dress. She's got skirts. She got cat suits. But it's also kind of an amalgam. So there's a lot of things, and that's the beauty of it. There's a lot of things that I love that I'm able to put into this story. So it's like the supernatural martial arts, the kind of the metahumans and, kind of the city on fire, aspects. So you have, all these different gangs, kind of like, the police, you have, these, the Bionic Russians, you've got the Triad, you've got Yakuza, and they've all got their own agendas, and they've all got kind of their own shtick, so to speak. And Black Tiger is now kind of in the middle as the city's kind of going to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm looking forward to Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I'm looking forward to Fiendish.
Oh man,
Fiendish.
yeah.
I mean, her book just looks absolutely gorgeous.
She's just amazing. I mean, she's like MacGyver.
Right.
Because like, I mean, it's like she's so next level, you know, like the way she's built her world, the intricacy with which she's built her world, she's built language, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like she's done so much in terms of investing in the world and the things that even kind of the culture and the architecture, you know, and all those little things that she's, you know, like the woodwork that she does. So I'm like, she's like she's master creator. I mean, she is like a master builder. You know, she's like the master builder of Comicsgate folks. Because it's like there's different people that can do different parts of that, but I haven't met anyone like her that can do all those elements together. I'm just like, snap, you know, form Voltron and you get, you know, Rainey.
Right.
You know?
And she's got that personality, man. She's just got like that bubbly personality that just like brings it all together. And you're like, yeah, I want this.
I know. And she's like all bubbly and sweet. And she's like, oh, here's what I made. You're like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
You know?
No, there's a lot of great creators that are killing it right now. And I'm just super proud that I get to like talk to them all. Like Will Perdomo was in the chat earlier and he's a writer.
That's my dude.
Yes, love Will.
Oh man,
Awesome.
Will's my guy.
I mean, Black Flag looks like it's just gonna be like off the chain.
Yeah. I think that Dan did himself a real solid by getting a writer like Will, because Will's just breadth of knowledge is staggering.
Right.
I mean, it's like, you know, I can talk to him about some things. But this dude can freaking talk about like at depth about freaking anything. I'm just like, are you a walking encyclopedia, dude?
No, you know what's funny? Like am I still here? I guess John left me. He'll be back. I guess I get to talk to myself or you guys in the chat until he gets back. So how's it going, everybody? Yes, Matt. Venus looks great. I was going to tell, and I'll tell John when he gets back, but Will reminds me of like a stoner that doesn't get stoned.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was like Candyman. I said Will's name 3 times in a row, and then I got booted.
Will came in here just like booted you out. But no, he reminds me of a stoner that, you know, like has all of that knowledge.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't get stoned, so it's like, okay.
I know. You're like, okay.
Super smart, dude.
No, dude he's got an amazing kind of breadth of just, you know, information and knowledge. And it's always fun kind of hearing him talk about things. You're just like, how do you know so much about that freaking obscure thing?
Right.
You know, it's like in White Men Can't Jump, you know, words with the letter Q.
Like I get the feeling that like he gets curious about something and he's that type of person that just sits and reads everything he can find on it and absorbs the knowledge of it.
And retains it.
Yes.
You know, because I can read something and it'll be like, okay, in through the ears, out, or in through the eyes, out, not in through the ears, in through the eyes, out through the ears, or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I knew something about that like 10 minutes ago when I read it.
Right. That's me. Like I can pick up some things and then other things, like if I didn't really care about it, you know, it just kind of flies away. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember reading about that one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 10 years ago.
I saw something about that once.
Johnny K said, John, don't go into the light.
Too late. I'm like a bug. I was like,
What's up, my guy?
I know. Don't go into the light.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Pill Rider. This is my professional ass, okay?
There you go.
The other ass comes out after midnight.
Yes, it's very professional.
Yes.
You
We
know?
have to be professional here.
Yeah.
So,
I'm already asleep by the time the other ass comes out.
well, you can watch it on replay.
That's true.
I leave it up.
That's true.
I figured to take us out, I'll play your trailer.
Sweet.
If that's good with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give me a second. Get back here. Woo. So we have all these tiers where people can go and buy original art that we talked about earlier. So you guys go buy this original art so we can get to 10K.
Woohoo!
10K.
Good stuff.
This. I need this to go to 10K so I can get that metal bookmark.
That's right. Metal bookmarks. Aha, for everyone.
Okay. So, you know what? Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back over here. I'm going to thank everybody that showed up in the chat to listen to us talk, including Wise Guys. What's up, man?
What's up, Wise Guys?
I'm just now wrapping it up here. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on, John, and talking to us and showing us all the new artwork and like all the awesome stuff that you're doing right now with Black Tiger Hidden Dragon. Like, I'm so excited for this book. I can't even I'm super hyped at this point. Like, I'm just give me my book. I want my book.
You know what? Thanks for letting me come on. I'm so excited too. I mean, all the artwork is completed. Only thing we're doing now is lettering. So we'll complete the lettering. Just make sure, from an editorial standpoint, everything's where it needs to be. And then we will get these bad boys to print.
Heck yeah, man. Let's do it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Let's get it to 10K and then get this thing out. I'm excited. All right. So we're going to bookmark. Got to get that bookmark. Okay. So everybody see that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to play this.
Tiger.